Hi everyone, welcome. We have a couple more minutes. I'll probably make this announcement more than once, so I apologize for all yous on here already. If you don't mind just muting your audio, that will just get a little bit smoother of experience. We will have time for questions and everything at the end. So if you'd like to ask questions, you can unmute yourself for that, of course. But just for the lecture portion, it will be easier for everyone to hear. Thanks for joining in today. And if you have any questions at the moment, we have about 5 more minutes till we start. Feel free to ask any questions either in the chat or by unmuting yourself. Thanks so much, guys.
Just on the floor.
I think I can hear everybody now. Thank you.
Of course. Hi, guys. Thank you so much. I've just been staying unmuted while everyone kind of gets settled in. We'll start in just a minute or two. I'm just having everyone else mute themselves so it minimizes background noise so you can hear me better, but you can unmute yourself when it comes time for Q&A at the end. And if you need anything, I am here for you for the next couple minutes before we dive in. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in. So good to see so many people. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And we'll get started in just a moment in case anyone's popping on right at 12:15.
$67,900.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to Zen Out. If you're jumping in last minute, if you don't mind making sure that you are muted. I know I apologize for everyone who's been in here for a couple of moments that I'm repeating myself. I'm just gonna have you guys mute yourself for the presentation. It'll be easier to hear me this way this time. And then when it comes to Q&As, you're welcome to unmute yourself. So if you are not muted at this time, I just ask you to do so to make it a better experience for you. Awesome. All righty, we'll do one last little go about. Beautiful, welcome, welcome. What a crew today. Thanks guys for joining in. All righty, let's dive into the good stuff. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see the lecture material. And if while I'm going along in this whole presentation, if you think of any questions in your head and you want to write them down, you can pop them into the chat box as we're going along. And then I will get to them in the order they came in at the end of the lecture today. And you can always ask at the end as well. Screen sharing now. Alrighty, beautiful. So thank you all so much for joining. My name is Carrie McGinn. I am a physical therapist, yoga instructor, and personal trainer in Boston, Massachusetts. I am so excited to bring you Zen Out, how to start your meditation practice today. Like I said earlier, if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat box as we go along. I'll be happy to answer them at the end. One last reminder, if you don't mind, to mute yourself so that we can better hear the presentation, and then you can unmute yourself at the end. That just minimizes background noise so we have a best experience for everyone here today. Awesome, let's dive in. So, what to kind of expect from today? We're going to find out, sensitive mouse, we're going to find out what is meditation, and then we're going to compare meditation to mindfulness and what that means. The benefits of meditation, it's really some simple steps on how to start your meditation journey. And we'll go through at least 2, if not 3, meditation demos, and then some really practical tips to take you one step of the way further. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard of meditation before, and if I had to guess, it's probably a little daunting as well. There's a lot of information out there about what it is, how to do it, what the best way to do it is, and you'll leave. My goal for you today is to leave with a little bit of a clearer picture of what it looks like to you and how you can incorporate it into your life a little easier so that it's not a stressful experience in your day, it improves your day. So really, what is meditation? It's a simple and effective approach to training and quieting the mind for a period of time to build awareness, attention, and relaxation. So it really is a technique or a tool to access a state of rest and relaxation. There's multiple types of meditation. Meditation isn't a one thing, and there isn't one right way to meditate. There isn't a wrong way to meditate. There is just, it's a technique or tool to improve stress reaction, to reduce stress, to improve relaxation. And it's really helpful for focusing your intention and eliminating a lot of clutter in the mind. So comparing that to mindfulness. So this is one of my all-time favorite quotes out there when it comes to talking about mindfulness and meditation. So between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space lies our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. So just something to think about when it comes to mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation, to me, and I know there's a lot of different interpretations out there, are 2 separate things. Meditation is the technique or tool that helps you cultivate mindfulness, and mindfulness is a way of life or a thought process So when it goes back to this quote about the space between stimulus response, so stimulus is something that happens. My best example of this is driving in good old Boston, where I am. The stimulus would be someone cutting you off in traffic, and your response would be what you do next. So between stimulus, someone cutting you off, and your response, can you pause a second and take a mindful pause to decide what your response is going to be? And I'm not saying there's a right or wrong response for someone cutting you off in traffic. I'm just saying, before automatically responding, can you take a moment to pause before responding? And that's really where mindfulness comes in. So before you kind of jump right into your automatic response or your automatic way of reacting. Beautiful. So then what is mindfulness? The space. So it's that space where you decide, am I going to respond? Am I going to react? Or am I going to take a moment? Where you can tune in and breathe, and really knowing that space is mindfulness. And I'm actually just going to pause for just a moment and ask if you don't mind muting yourselves. It will just make everything a little bit easier to hear. Thank you so much. So mindfulness is also the ability to connect to that space. So it's not only the space, but it's the ability to access that space. And within that space, you can become really aware of your mind, body, and everything going on around you. It's also the awareness of choice between stimulus and response. So when someone's cutting off in traffic, it's that awareness of, okay, I could beep, I can throw out some profanities, I can slow down, I can take a couple of deep breaths. And once again, nothing is right or wrong, and it's not right versus wrong, it's just awareness at the end of the day. And it's being in tune with your mind and body. As a physical therapist, I use mindfulness a lot when I'm taking people through exercises. Can people notice what their body is doing, or are they just going through the motions of a certain exercise? That's awareness. And that might just take a small pause to notice what's going on. So what does mindfulness have to do with meditation? I'm going to stay here for a moment. So I see meditation as a way to cultivate mindfulness in your daily life. When you have a meditation practice, you can build some body awareness, be able to tune into your body and mind in the present moment so that you can create mindfulness in your day-to-day life. So mindfulness and meditation really go hand in hand here to help reduce stress and improve kind of overall quality of life. So some physical benefits of meditation. There's research that shows that meditation can help with a variety of things, whether they be anxiety, mental health issues, even asthma, help with pain when it comes to cancer, chronic pain, improving depression, heart disease, high blood pressure, sleep problems, and tension headaches. I always like to add a caveat in here, as I am a doctor of physical therapy, that meditation is not going to cure any of these things. Meditation helps to improve awareness, and it helps to improve symptoms here. So I'm not saying meditate all these things away. I'm just saying meditation can bring another level into your life to help with these symptoms, help manage symptoms, I should say. The emotional benefits. So the emotional benefits of meditation is where really kind of the best things come into play, in my personal opinion. So meditation can help you gain a new perspective on stressful situations. It helps you build new skills to manage stress. And part of the way it does that is just by building awareness and noticing when you are under stress and being able to take that pause so that you can better serve yourself, better help your body needs. It also helps your ability to increase, focus in the present moment. Meditation is proven to reduce negative emotions and negative thoughts, as well as rumination, which is something that goes on in the brain. It also can increase your imagination and creativity and increase patience and tolerance. So I'm sure, in the modern world, you've probably had some sort of stress or something that's tested your patience. or experienced a negative emotion in your life. And meditation can really help with all these different experiences. And in my opinion, the main way it does that and what research shows is it helps you kind of take a step out of your body and pay attention in the present moment, and notice what's really going on. So then you can choose what's the next step of action. And you don't have to be actively meditating to get these benefits. If you have a meditation practice, it carries with you throughout the rest of your day, your week, or your month. And what you'll find out in a couple slides is that I am a firm believer in a little bit of something is way better than nothing. So a little bit of meditation is going to go a really long way, in my personal opinion. So meditation in your daily life. Let's talk about the easy parts of it. Why is it such a great addition to your daily life? Well, the easy parts is it can be done anywhere. It's inexpensive, doesn't require any equipment, and you can practice wherever you want and for however long you want. You can practice for 5 minutes, 25 minutes, 35 minutes. There's no right or wrong amount of time to meditate. You can meditate in your desk chair, in your bed, while you're walking. There's so many different ways to meditate, and we'll go over a lot of those today. So where to start? So my first kind of place to start when we're meditating is just with the breath at first. So when you begin your meditation practice, and like I said, we'll dive into even more here and some demonstrations, connecting to your breath is the first easiest place to start, in my opinion. And then if you're not sure what kind of meditation you like or what's going to work for you, I recommend trying a couple of different styles. And the benefit of today is I'll take you through at least 2 different styles of meditation so that you can try it out on your own and start to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. And while you're trying those styles, you can then notice how you feel. Notice how your mind feels, your body feels. Notice if you hate it or love it. Those are all good information to help you create a meditation practice that works for you. The biggest mistake I see people make with meditation practice is forcing themselves to do something that they don't like. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, it's not going to have the benefits that you want it to have. If you are dreading your meditation practice consistently, I'm not saying, one day you're like, I'm just not in the mood. Those days happen. But if you consistently are dreading your meditation practice, then I'm going to guess it's not the right meditation practice for you. And the best part is that there are literally hundreds of different meditation practices that you can try for yourself. So you don't have to worry about picking the wrong one. You can always try something new. So this is just a brief kind of example of the variety of different meditation types, and I will dive into them a little bit here. So I'll tell you what we'll go through today. So today we'll be going through a guided meditation, as well as a breath work meditation. And if we have time, we might go through a kind of another guided type. So our first guided type will be guided and body-based. So what does that mean? Guided meditation can take a couple of forms. So it's listening to someone else's voice to help you get into the experience. It is going to be something like forming a mental image of places or situations you find relaxing. You may try to use all your senses, and it's really guided by someone else outside of you usually, or kind of listening to a recording. A mantra meditation is where you silently repeat a calming word, thought, or phrase to prevent distracting thoughts. So one of the most common ways a mantra meditation works is by picking a word that resonates with you and just repeating it in your head step by step. So one thing I like to do for mantra meditations is repeat it as I feel my heartbeat. So I like to use like strong, 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 or calm, calm, calm. And you don't need to repeat it out loud. I will repeat it in my head and it works just as well. Tai Chi is another form of meditation. It's actually a gentle Chinese martial arts where you performed a series of postures or movements in a slow manner while practicing breathing. So that's a more structured form of meditation that a lot of people can really connect with. Yoga is also a really great way to get into a meditation practice. So the practices of yoga, the asana, the movement poses, require balance and concentration to almost exhaust your body so that you're ready for meditation. So yoga can be really a great way to start your meditation practice because it creates this movement. It gets the excess energy out so you can then settle into a meditation, otherwise known as shavasana, at the end of class. A mindful meditation is when you focus on an experience in the present moment. So things like breath or observing your thoughts or emotions, but just letting them pass without judgment. So that's a little bit, I find it a little bit harder because it can feel like you're not necessarily meditating because you're thinking about thoughts. But the difference between just sitting and worrying and sitting and noticing is really huge. So if you can sit and notice your thoughts and almost say, hey, okay, I hear you, worry, thank you. Okay, great, thanks, excitement, I hear you, and kind of move on. It sounds really silly and like talking your emotions, like the Child's movie, I can't think of the name right now, but it is a really helpful way to start your meditation practice when you feel like your brain is kind of all over the place. One of my favorite ways to meditate is through breath work. So using your breath to help you turn inward and meditate just on the flow of air in and out. And we'll do a breath work meditation today. I also find guided breath work one of the easiest ways to start your at-home meditation practice because it gives you something to focus on outside of your mind and your body. So, well, yes, your breath is within your body. It just gives you something to focus on and kind of creates a little rhythmic control. And rhythmic is a rhythmic, whether it's a song or even the mantras kind of rhythmic, breath works rhythmic, all of that helps you get into a deeper state of relaxation, which helps you better meditate. Qigong is another type of meditation. It's a combination of relaxation, physical movement, breathing exercises. That's a really specific practice for someone to take part in. It's a beautiful practice and it definitely requires a little bit of guidance at first, just to find the flow that works for you. Body-based meditations are some of my favorites as well. They can be guided or self-led, but you use either sensations in the body or activation of your body to bring you into a deep state of relaxation. So the first meditation we're actually going to try is a body-based yet guided meditation. So these are just a couple of different options. There are plenty out there as well, such as yoga nidra, body scans, body relaxation, so many different types. These are just some of my favorites to start. So we're going to go right into a 5 senses meditation. So I'm going to ask to make sure that you guys are all muted once again so that you can get the most out of your meditation practice here. If you don't want to join in, that's fine. But if you do, you can find a comfortable seat and begin to close your eyes. Beautiful. Alrighty, guys. So as you start to settle in here, I want you to just notice your breath. Start to notice where your body is. Notice what you may need here. We're going to take you through your 5 senses today. So as you sit here, can you start to bring your awareness to your sense of sight? We'll start there. So if you want to reopen your eyes, feel free to, and notice different colors and shapes around you. Or if your eyes are closed, can you notice the colors that are dancing across your eyelids? Do any colors make you feel happy? Do any colors make you feel anything? Are different shapes around you? What's far away? What's close? And then can you bring your awareness to your sense of smell? Maybe you just brewed a cup of coffee and it's sitting in front of you. Maybe you just took a shower and you smell your shampoo. Can you notice anything around you that is far away, maybe sent from another room, someone's cooking lunch? Maybe it's the scent of your deodorant. Notice what's close, strong. Notice what's far away and breathe it in. Notice if it brings up any emotions, good, bad, or otherwise, and just honor them. Take them in and then let them go. Let yourself think of anything that comes up here and accept it without judgment. Beautiful. And then next, bring your awareness to your sense of taste. Did you just have a sip of your coffee? Did you just brush your teeth? Maybe it's the lingering taste of breakfast this morning. Notice any strong tastes, any subtle tastes. Does it make you hungry? Does it make you smile? What comes up here? Notice it. And then bring your awareness to anything you may hear around you. The obvious is the sound of my voice, or maybe it's some background noise around you. Is there someone in the next room that you can hear moving around? Can you hear the sound of your breath? Letting each and every different sensation, each and every different scent create a really clear picture of where you are at the present moment, in your home, in a chair, in an office, whatever it may be. What do you hear? Loud and clear. What do you hear? Soft and subtle. And then bring your awareness to everything you feel. Can you notice the clothes touching your skin, your hair brushing your face? Where does your body touch the chair beneath you? What do you feel on your skin? Once again, noticing how it makes you feel internally, emotionally, and mentally. And doing your best not to judge it as good or bad, but just accepting it as an experience in this present moment. Breathing in the different sensations. Breathing in the different moments. And then taking one more moment to combine all of those senses, notice how they feel and how they create your present moment. Together, we'll take a big inhale, fill all the way up, and an open mouth exhale. And then when you're ready, just begin to open your eyes. I hope you guys enjoyed that meditation. It's just a brief taste of one of my favorite meditations, the 5 senses meditation. That is something you can listen to someone take you through, or you can go through on your own, really at any time. I like this one because you can do it with your eyes open if you need to as well. So a couple more tips before starting off your meditation practice. You really want to set yourself up for success. So number 1, find a quiet place. So it may be easier to start to meditate by finding a quiet place, especially if you're a beginner, so you're less distracted and you can concentrate. Another kind of moment to think about is get comfortable. So a lot of people feel like they have to meditate in a certain position. They have to meditate in a certain kind of space. You don't have to meditate anywhere particular. You can meditate wherever you want. So I find that when you're in a comfortable, supported position and your body is comfortable, it's a little bit easier to start your meditation practice because you're not worrying about kind of aches and pains that are going on in your body. Another huge piece of finding a quiet place and getting comfortable is letting people around you know that you will be meditating. The last thing you want is to start your or not the last thing you want, but one of the things that can be a little frustrating is you keep starting to meditate and then a family member walks in the door and then the dog's barking and then the the phone's buzzing and things like that, and you're like, I'm trying to set myself up perfectly. If you just simply let people know, hey, I'm just going to try to meditate for 5 minutes. If you don't mind just giving me a moment, I'll let you know when I'm done. It can be really, really helpful. Along that same realm, I also recommend if you're using your phone as a timer, putting your phone on do not disturb or silent. The amount of times I thought I turned my phone off and it started buzzing at me and I tried to ignore it, but I really wanted to check what that message was, I can't even count. So that's something I really recommend. Another huge piece to get started is focus. So if you're in a really stressful day or a really stressful situation, it might be hard to focus on nothing, like quieting your mind. So if you can focus your attention on something that calms you, such as a place, a thing, or even your breathing, it can help free your mind from many distractions. Sometimes I even like to focus on like a scent. If you have a scented candle, just light it and smell in and out. That can really help bring your mind onto something different. Another piece is really just keep an open mind as you meditate. Allow thoughts to pass without judgment. Don't worry if you're doing it right or wrong. It might not feel right or like the best thing ever the first time you try it, and that's okay. If you keep an open mind and kind of let yourself be in the moment to whatever comes, you'll have a better experience because you won't feel like you failed. Insider's tip, there is no way to fail your meditation practice. There's just trying out different things. And last but not least, don't get too preoccupied about exactly what you need to do that you forget to breathe. We all need to breathe, and breathing's super important. Another piece to this is drop the judgment, something to really think about. I truly believe, like I said, there is no wrong way to meditate. There will be different ways that work for you or for me or for your partner or for your boss. It doesn't matter how you meditate. Meditating works differently for every person, and that's okay. Another huge piece of this is you might need to try a few types before you find the one that fits. That's also okay. Don't beat yourself up because the first meditation you tried you didn't like. Believe me, I've been there. It's not helpful. So some things that I kind of already said, other tips is I kind of jumped the gun on this, but don't beat yourself up. There's no perfect way to meditate. Let your family know that it's offline. And if you have small children and you can't, it can sometimes be fun to make it a family affair. So even if that's just putting on a guided meditation and getting the kids involved, even if they're not sure what they're doing, it can be great to get them involved. Putting your phone on silence can be really helpful. And then another huge thing that can be helpful is picking a time of day where you naturally feel most relaxed and have a couple extra moments to yourself. So if you have a crazy household in the morning, if you're trying to do a million things, it might be harder to start to meditate in the morning. But if in the evening after dinner, you naturally have a time to relax in your family where everyone kind of goes off and does their own thing, or you just have a little less work obligations, that might mean that that's a better time for you to start meditating. That doesn't mean you'll never be able to meditate in the morning, but it really has to fit into your schedule, not be forced. And then last but not least, have fun with it. Try new things and don't worry about doing it right. Alrighty, so I want to take you through a little breathwork meditation really quickly so that you can get an experience for that. So once again, if your sound is on, if you don't mind turning it off, that would be greatly appreciated so you can get the best out of your experience here. And we'll start with a breathwork meditation. Awesome. So once again, closing your eyes and just beginning to notice how you feel here. I am going to guide you through a simple breath. So what you're going to do, I'm going to explain first and then I'll talk you through it. You're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. So that's just to give you an idea of where we're going next. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, you're going to fill up for 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continuing at your own pace a couple more times before we finish up. On your next inhale, take a full breath in, fill all the way up, and open mouth, exhale. Another breath like that, inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale to let it go. Beautiful. When you're ready, no rush or hurry, you can open your eyes and we will jump into some questions in just a moment. My name is Carrie if you need anything, and let's get to questions. Give me 1 second to pull myself up. Alrighty, guys, let's see if we have anything in the chat. Beautiful. Yeah, some comments. Of course, you're welcome. Scented candles, scents in general are a really great way to anchor yourself into a meditation practice because once again, it gives you something to focus on outside of your body, which can be really nice when you're first getting started. Beautiful. Anyone have any questions? Please feel free to pop them in the chat or to unmute yourself and ask. No question is silly also. Yes, great question. Meditation and exercises for kids. So similar to adults, I would start small. I'll get to the slides in a second. For kids, I would start small. So kids, as you know, probably have a shorter attention span than adults do. So anything that's shorter is going to be great. And something that they are interested in. So I would say like a guided meditation about something that they like. So I'm thinking my nephew, he loves beach and he loves being in the sand. So talking them through like, this is how you do, this is what your feet feel like in the sand. Do you hear the ocean? And even getting a meditation soundtrack that might have like waves in it could be really helpful for kids. Something small. Another thing that could work for kids really is movement meditations. So things like a walking meditation, like you guys go on a walk together and just even walk really slow and be like, do you notice the trees? How do your feet feel? Do you hear that sound? That in itself is a meditation, noticing the things around you on a family walk. Or if there's a garden nearby, I remember this game as a kid, I Spy, we used to play in a restaurant, like I spy with my little eyes something red and yellow, and everyone had to guess it. But that's a really great way to kind of start a meditation practice for a kid because it starts to get them noticing things around them. And then you might do that sort of thing with their eyes closed. Slides, I will get them to Tufts and they will take care of that. There'll also be a recording. Beautiful. Transcendental meditation, that's a great question. That is a very specific way to meditate that requires you to meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. And when I say requires, I just mean that's the style of the meditation. It is a wonderful meditation. I know a lot of people that do it, but I also know in kind of the modern day and age when you're getting started, it can be hard to commit to 20 minutes twice a day at a time. So I don't usually talk about it in beginner meditation lectures because it can be a little overwhelming to like, oh my goodness, I have to do it for 40 minutes a day. But it is a beautiful way to meditate and it's a little more structured and kind of follows a script. Great question. Any other questions? We have plenty of time. Or anything you want to share with the group also. If there's something you've worked for yourself, I can repeat it to the group. I just thought of one other thing for kids that I use a lot. Using sounds and music can be really helpful for kids. Soothing sounds and music. Wonderful, guys. Well, I will be here for another 8 or 10 minutes. If you have any questions, if you would need to head out, feel free to head out, but I will be here for a couple more moments and you can think of anything last minute. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much all for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure. And yeah, I'm here for a little bit longer. I have a great question. What if you're still frustrated with people who are frustrating you after a deep breath? That is a really great question. I'm going to reflect a little bit back on to that. So can you remove yourself from that person for a bit? Because a lot of times if we're trying, and I'm not saying like permanently remove, but can you step away from the situation? So a lot of times when we're trying to calm ourselves down in the moment, but we're still present to kind of our stressors, we can feel them around us. It might sound silly, but if you're really frustrated with your computer and you're staring at your computer, you're probably just going to get more frustrated. But if you can take a step away and take your deep breaths away from that person or place or thing, then it can be helpful to just take a step away for even just a couple of moments. And the other thing I would say to that, if you're still frustrated with someone, is just kind of asking yourself why, and if it might just mean you need a break from that person for a moment, or you need a break from that thing for a moment. I know that isn't the most concrete kind of answer for that, but a lot of times when we're still annoyed, it is more to do than just that time and place. It's a bigger thing going on. We have a great recommendation, Bella Ruth, I don't want to butcher that name, but has a lot of meditation for everything. And they have some on Google. Yeah, I have some meditations as well on my YouTube channel. If you just search Carrie McGinn, you can find some there as well. And yes, another beautiful recommendation, alternating nostril breathing is a great one for anxiety. It's a great one for meditation. Once again, it's a little bit more of an advanced breathing technique, so I didn't introduce it today, but it is a beautiful, beautiful breathing technique where you just use your fingers to breathe in and out through your nose. It can be found Googling it on YouTube and things like that as well, and I think I have one on my YouTube channel. But it's a great way to kind of balance the brain and the body. Thank you for pointing that out. I love that one myself as well. Such a great question, guys. Thank you so much. We have 5 more minutes, so please keep throwing it at me. Great question. So what breathing can you do if you're having an anxiety attack late at night? To be completely honest, it depends on the person, but the box breathing one that I just did, so the inhale for a couple of breaths, hold, exhale, hold. If you do that and you focus on, you might notice at the end, I started to lengthen the exhales a little bit. So in terms of stress and anxiety, when you lengthen your exhale, that's going to help your body get into a parasympathetic nervous state, which is a rest and digest, which is where you want to be to sleep. So anytime, so 2 ways to do that. One, you can just take a couple of deep breaths in and then make your exhale longer than your inhale. So say you inhale for a count of 5, you can then exhale for a count of 6 or 7. And I'd start even smaller, like inhale for 3, exhale for 4 to 5. So that'd be the first easiest way. Inhale for a couple of seconds, exhale for a couple of seconds longer. If you want to take that up a notch and try something that's just a little bit more, that can be a little bit more confusing, I guess, you can inhale for a count of, say, 3, hold for 3, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and it can be really helpful that way. And then we have, so lengthening the exhales. Beautiful. So then we also have, if you're a Tufts Health Plan member, you have access to a free meditation tool and discounts on all mindfulness and meditation programs. That's awesome. So you can click on the link in the chat and it has all that information for you guys as well. And that is also where you get more information from today's presentation. Beautiful. Beautiful. And will that stop the fight or flight feeling that I have during that time? It's not guaranteed to stop it, but it can definitely ease it. So accessing your parasympathetic nervous system can help get you out of that fight or flight feeling. With that said, I would say it might take not just the first breath, it takes a little bit of time, especially when we're in a heightened state. It can take a couple moments to come out of that heightened state. And we have another great suggestion for calming yourself down or helping sleep. 4, 7, 8. Yep, inhale for 4, hold for 7, 8. Exactly. 5 to 10 minutes, a couple of rounds of breath. So what is really highlighted there is that long exhale, that 8 count exhale is beautiful. Having a little bit of a longer exhale than inhale will help calm you down a lot. And it's something actually that you can do. You don't have to be like before sleeping. You can play around with lengthening your exhales right now or when you're driving, things like that, because you don't need to close your eyes to do it. Great suggestion. Thank you. Awesome. We have time for another couple of questions. And don't forget, guys, if you didn't look in the chat yet, there's lots of great information. There's a link to send you to all the mindfulness and meditation programs from Tufts Health. So definitely jump in there and save that link. And I'm sure you'll get it afterwards, but just in case you wanted it right now. Some last minute questions are almost done, finishing up. Beautiful. Thank you all so much for coming. I have just a couple minutes, so I'm going to stick around, but if you need anything, shoot it in the chat box. Don't forget to click on that link from Tufts Health Plan. Great, great resource. And yeah, I'm here for a couple more moments if you need anything. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Have a great day. Thanks for joining in. Thank you, guys. You guys are a great group. I had some amazing questions. I love good questions. And all questions are good. Alrighty, everyone, I am signing off for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.